high. Like, you, I can't. I just can't. Like, I can't do this show without, what's going on? Let me turn my mic down just a little bit. All right. I can't do this show without my music. And the algorithm won't allow me to get views. It's just like it's so I feel naked. But anyway, welcome to Chasing That High, 3/9/24. What time is it? 10:27 p.m. on a Saturday. This is really funny. Well, first of all, the only thing I hate, I got to get this off my chest. I've been thinking about this all day, chat. The only thing I hate in life, no, wait a second. The only thing I hate more than gangster rap is a shorty with thick thighs and no booty. It's annoying to me. But let's get into it, man. 3/9/24, 10:28 p.m. And my homie the GOAT sent me a clip of the Bezino Drink Champs interview. And of course, in the beginning, it was him saying, fuck Eminem, fuck Eminem. And then they said moments later, and they showed him crying. So I was kind of fucked up in my head, like, yo, what the fuck is Ray doing, man? And then I was sitting home, and a youngin' who's trying to get into the film industry sent me a text like, yo, did you see the Bezino thing? And he started to ask me, like, what is it really about? Like, is it really real? Like, is there really, like, is the gun thing real, or is it just acting, or is it just entertainment? And I just want to give you my perspective of what it's like working in the industry. All right, let's get into it. Chasing That High, 3/9/24. What time is it? 10:29 p.m. And this interview that I saw was a different light of Bezino. A, because we're 50 and 60 years old now. So you just magically just mature and have insight and perspective of what the fuck is really what the fuck it is. That's why when you read the description of every show, it says enlightenment. Because what I want to do here is enlighten. You know the motto of the show. I only say the truth over dope ass beats because it's a flight test. So I'm just going to take you back a couple of years. And this will lead to the creation of BobbyShakes.com. So I'm just going to give you a little timeline on how this Drink Champs ties in to what I was able to accomplish for 20 years. And I just really want to give a breakdown of what it is. So I'm sitting in my mother's basement and I'm just chilling. I wanted to become an orthopedic surgeon, and I dropped out of Dean Junior College. I'm just chilling in my mom's basement, just chilling. And I'm just chilling. And my mom was all like, yo, you got to get a job or you got to go to college. You're not just going to sit in the basement doing jack shit. Like, you got to do something with your life. So my cousin Junior was into the music, and he just wanted to do sound engineering. And that was always what J. Cool always wanted to do. He always wanted to be like a sound engineer. So I spoke to him, and he's like, yo, why don't you go to school for sound engineering? I mean, it's pretty cool. And then I went to Bristol Studios, and took like a sound engineering course. It was like a Bristol Studios. I don't know if they're still around today, but it was a studio on Mass Ave, and they taught sound engineering. So I took that course of sound engineering, and then my cousin's like, yo, what are you doing? Why don't you go to a real school? So then I went to MassCom, Massachusetts College of Communications. And I went there and I got my $5,000 from the Boston Globe for dropping off papers. Let's give a shout out to the Boston Globe. They no longer do this for kids anymore. And they called me into the office and they're like, yo, we need like 15,000 or you gotta leave. So they threw me the fuck out because I didn't have the 15,000, right? So I went back to Bristol Studios, and coming out of Bristol Studios, I bumped into Michael Brown, and he was fucking with Warner Brothers. And he's like, yo, what you doing? Like, I ain't really doing nothing right now. I left Bristol Studios. Now I'm back. I really got nothing going on in my life. He's like, yo, come do some street team promotions for Warner Brothers. So that was cool because we did Gerald Levert. Who else was on Warner Brothers at the time? We did Gerald Levert, Mr. Goodbar. No. I am lying. So what happens when you get old? I was at Bristol Studios, and my man who was working with me at Bristol Studios was like, yo, why don't you try the promotion game? I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. So he was like, yo, just come with me. We went out to Revere, and he had like all these posters of Chino XL. And he's like, yo, all you got to do is just stick these stickers all over the city and peace snipe these boards. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I just worked on the Chino XL campaign for American Recordings. That was the same label, I believe, had REM on it. And back then, REM was like the biggest thing since sliced bread. Like every fucking year, there's a new rock band that's the biggest thing since sliced fucking bread. But at the time, REM was the big dog on the label. Chino XL was someone from the West Coast. I worked his campaign. Well, that campaign ended, and I was coming out of Bristol Studios. No, I am lying. No, I am fucking lying. I went to Northeastern because we were selling mixtapes at the time. And then my sister introduced me to Michael Brown at Northeastern, who was working with Warner Brothers. And that's how I got on the Gerald Levert campaign. I don't know if Missy Elliott was with Warner Brothers at the time. I don't know. But I know Gerald Levert was the big thing. So within 6 months, I did the Chino XL campaign, and then I went to Gerald Levert's campaign, Mr. Goodbar, and that was just super dope. Like Warner Brothers sent us all these candy bars with Mr. Goodbar. I don't know if Mr. Goodbar was a real candy or was a promotion, but it was pretty dope. I was just going to like beauty salons and hairdressers and going to like women nights and just passing out this gift bag with the Mr. Goodbar with the Gerald Levert CD, sticker, and information where you could go to Tower Records and cops. So at that point now, I just hit the ground running. Boom, 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 boom. Because J. Cool was in the reggae scene, I then became a reggae DJ. And then by that time, now I had enough bread to go back to MassCom. So now I'm at MassCom, right? 10 years earlier to that, my man Guy, who Bezino, that's his nephew, he was also at MassCom. Me and Guy had a sound clash at the Codman Square Health Center. Imagine the Codman Square Health Center empty, and we had a sound clash with Poison Dart, and we murdered them dudes, man. We murdered them dudes. Where is it? You know, we made them dudes cry. And he was also at MassCon. So it was great to see him in the hall. We're like, yo. At that time, they called me Orette. They're like, yo, Orette, what are you doing right now? I'm like, yo, man, I'm just here because my mom told me I can't be in the crib. And I already did like a re-recording, you know, because I just want to game my mom. Like I did sound engineering already. So I was proficient in it. I was doing I was assistant engineer at Bristol Studios. I forgot the name of the engineer that was there. So then to go to school for it, like all of them kids, I was in school for sound engineering. They had no idea what the fuck they were doing, right? But I already did. So now I have like 2 or 3 years with real record label experience. So to go to mass comm, that was nothing. So I went to class every day drunk as a skunk. Because I already did it all. I just needed the theory. And that was a way for me to get a free education. Well, not a free education, an easy education without having to do no work. And that got my parents off my back. So then Guy was all like, yo, what you doing? I said, boom, did Chino XL. I was working for Warner Brothers. He said, yo, why don't you come down to Canton and come fuck with my uncle at the Source magazine? So I'm all like, all right, that sounds cool. While he was saying that, at school in my head, I was down Rodigan just buying records, me and J. Cool, just spending all of our lunch money buying reggae records. And there was this dude, man, that used to walk into the record store every single day with a crooked B hat. And I don't give a fuck what y'all people think about Jinx. Jinx to me is a mentor. And that's pretty crazy, right? That's pretty crazy when street niggas become your mentor when you're a college nigga. But that was the difference in the game back then. Like, there are really no OGs anymore. That's why these young kids is doing a lot of dumb shit. I mean, we did dumb shit as young kids, but we had OGs to look up to. Like Corbett Street were my OGs, right? They're the ones who were like, yo, stay in school, blah, 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 blah. So I was a college kid. And in this interview, Bezino broke it down. You're either a college kid, a kid that went into the military, police force, firefighter, or you were a street nigga. Because of who I was affiliated with, I was like a college kid with like a 1% drop of street nigga in me. So I was with Rodigan just chilling the record store, because back then you had record shops. And that is why the game is all fucked up right now. Because you could be in a record shop. I'd be in Rodigan's record shop, and you be in there on a Friday. The place is just cranked. The place is lit, and label reps walk in. So that was a good way to how to introduce yourself to labels, and you could basically get a job. Like if you were just hanging out at Funky Fresh, or just hanging out at Rodigan, or just hanging out at Taurus Records, you could get a job in the industry. Because you're making that personal connection with label people. Yeah, they're low tier, they're promotional people, but when they're doing in stores, you have the road manager there. You have the promotion team there. So then you could make it connect and start your career right there. And a low-level position in the industry is promotions. It's street team. But street team is the foundation of everything. So I'm in Rodigan all the time, and guys are like, yo, you need to come down, you need to come down, you need to come down, you need to come down. And I see Jinx coming in all the time. You know, they got the Dodge Ram truck wrapped in the trenches. They got a Made Men one, and they were doing like real rap. Like a lot of people in Boston don't really credit what they were doing, but Made Men were doing like real rap, like label shit. Like they driving around rap truck, passing out t-shirts, hats, bandanas, all of that. Like real label stuff. So I went to Jinx, and I'm all like, yo, my people is bada, 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 bing, bada, bing. He's like, oh, word? Boom, come down to the studio. So when I went down to the studio, my man Guy was in. He introduced me, and I met my man Stan, and then that was it. They're like, yo, But basically, they gave me all the promotion shit to hand out because I was hungry and I needed an internship. I needed an internship. Let's see what's going on in the chizzy right here. Yo, what's going on, man? Yo, what's going on? Mashi, what's going on, man? Jonathan, welcome to the chat, man. Yeah, man, we just talking industry shit right now. So I'm down on I'm down at source. I'm down in the trenches. And I go into the office, and Jinx, from what I perceive, was he was the head of In the Trenches, right? And then Stan was the admin who made everything push and move. And that was a good way for me to see how the labels really worked. And they would just give me, yo, what's going on, man? What's going? Yeah, man, this is just late night, like really Boston history. So I go down to In the Trenches in Canton, and yo, I'm talking about from the ceiling in here to the floor. Like shit was like fucking 4 feet high of just posters and stickers and t-shirts. And Stan was running that. But you know, it's just a whole bunch of street niggas in there. You know, they're playing Madden, right? So it's just basically just street niggas. And what was there was a kid in there, Jewish kid. What the fuck was his name? I think it was Mike. Was it Mike? So it was Stan. Was Mike there? I know he was Jewish. Fuck. Forgot the kid's name. He ended up leaving and then opened up Scope magazine. I forgot his name. Me and him were really close. So Stan was all like, yo, here's all this shit. Make sure it's up on the streets. Take a picture of it. Develop it. And then give it back to me. So I had to beat up Chrysler New Yorker. It wasn't even a Chrysler New Yorker. It was the Chrysler Reliant, I think, that my dad bought for me, baby blue. And he just gave me mad shit. And me and Jay Cool, and we would just run around Boston. Like, you got to understand the street schedule. So back then, the city of Boston cleaned the streets between, I think, 2 and 4. So Boston would tear down all the posters and scrape the poles. So we had to be out there at 4, right? So we would start from Mattapan Square, the Milton line, and go all the way down to Orchard Park. So we get up 4, and then what I would do is during the night, I'll just be peace sniping. It's what it is. You take, let me see here. So if this is if this is the front and back of your promotion, what you would do is you would take a stapler gun and staple this end, right? So I'm doing 1,000 of these from like 10 a.m. to 4 a.m. I'm just doing 1,000 of these because what I want to do is I want to open it because it's stapled, right? I want to wrap it around the pole and then clip it here, bing, 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 slide it up, right? Take the next one, bing, 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 bing here, slide it up. So then we were able to go cover the whole light post. So now when you woke up at 6 a.m. to do the morning rush, all you saw was Ja Rule, Holla, Holla. All you saw was Nori, what. All you saw was Jay-Z, Hard Knock Life. And that was me and Jay Cool. Like, we just basically bombed the city of Boston. So now I'm just moving. And I'm taking pictures, and they're taking my pictures, sending them back to the label. And I think it was $1,500 an account. And I'm doing all the work. But I needed the credit. So I didn't give a fuck. Everybody's probably looking, man, look at this sucker. This nigga's out here doing all the work, not getting paid, and paying to get because you would take pictures with a camera in a box. You know, them disposable cameras. So I'll take all my pictures, bing, 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 drop it off at CVS, 1 hour. They used to develop film in an hour. So I would take all my cardboard box cameras, bring it to CVS, 1 hour, boom, then I drive to Randolph and drop it off. So that's what I was doing. That's what I was doing, man. Me and J. Cool. Yo, man, I am responsible. Me and J. Cool and Specialist and Neville Shakes, who I stole his name. That's how people call me, Bobby Shakes. We broke records, bro. And then now when the artists would come into town, then I'd be driving around with the artists. And what you would do is you would do that piece sniping. If you know the artist is coming at 8, because what they do is you got to come down Blue Hill Ave, right? So we would definitely pick them up at the airport, drive them down Blue Hill Ave, cut through the back there and go to Canton down 138, and the artist would see the whole streets, every single pole on Blue Hill Ave on both sides of the streets just lit with their promo material. Just lit. So that's what we were doing, man. We were breaking fucking records, bro. Breaking fucking records. Like, I worked on the Hard Knock Live campaign. That is the first hip hop concert which led to Drake Now. That is the first concert that made the Marleys, Damon and Steven where they at right now. That was the first concert that gave Cartel the blueprint. That was the first concert ever. I worked on the Hard Knock Live tour for Jay-Z, and I also worked on the Up in Smoke tour with Tupac. No, not Tupac. Tupac was dead then. The Chronic. So that was Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem. The Up in Smoke tour. If you go out and buy, those are 2 DVDs that you need to buy. Up in Smoke tour and the Hard and Backstage. We were the infantry. Now, I'm not even going to say that. We were the Navy SEALs for Jay-Z. I was the one on the streets collecting information and bringing it back to the labels. And then I got a video I had a video camera because I was doing skateboarding. And then I started filming hip hop shows first for In the Trenches, which is a subsidiary of The Source magazine. Well, I got sick of that. Because what we would do is after you go back to the studio, all the street niggas is playing Madden. I don't want to play Madden. I want to sneak into the studio. So Guy would bring me into the studio, and that shit was crazy. Fucking 10-foot fucking SSL board, and it was 2-inch tape. It was like real fucking shit. And Ray Dog was in there. And Guy was the assistant engineer at the studio. And he was all like, I don't want to do this shit no more. Do you want to be the assistant engineer at the studio? I said, hell fucking yeah. I don't want to be out here because me and J. Cool were running to cops every day. We were getting tickets, stepping on crack needles. He had to stepping on needles, stepping on fucking stems. Like, it was crazy because you're walking through backyards and you're posting shit up, and it was too much. I was like, man, fuck this, man. I got to get into the studio because that's what I'm in school for. So one day, guy brought me into the studio, And I'm all like, yo, and I saw Ray, and Ray was all like, yo, what you do? And I said, yeah, man, I want to work in the studio. He's like, all right, cool. I'll pay you $100 a day. And that to me was fucking huge. $100 a fucking day to fucking hang out, smoke weed, and make fucking music. And not just making music just to make fucking music. I'm talking about making music for Def Jams, Tommy Boy, Warner Brothers, whatever artist was in town that wanted to come. That was a professional production facility. And that's where I met Jeff 2 times and JB. God rest your soul, man. R.I.P., man. God rest your soul. I love you. I miss you. I know I didn't really talk to you. I know the last time I probably saw you was the Handman 3 project, but you will always, always, always be in my heart because it was me, you, and Jeff 2 times like making shit happen. While all the hood shit's going on, while all the street niggas and it's rowdy. It was me and Jeff 2 times in the trenches, and I was just learning. So the first day, man, first session, I load the 2-inch reel. Load the 2-inch reel. Ray was all like, yo, stripe SMPTE time code to it because you have to stripe. So you have 24 track, 2-inch tape machine, right? So you have 24 tracks. One track you got to stripe with SMPTE time code. The SMPTE time code is what's going to lock on to the beat machines. Because what you do is, this is really, really good knowledge for you guys. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to write your verse. You write your verse. You write the hook first. You sample your hook, right? And then you fly the hook in. So that's the first thing they would do. What they would do is they would make the hook, sample it. Jeff 2 times would then fly it in the MPC. Every 8 bars, 10 bars, 16 bars, whatever the format was. So that's why I had to stripe the SMPTE time code on the tape so the MPC could communicate with the tape machine. So then now we know where the hook is. Bing, bing, bing throughout the whole song. And then the artist would come in and lay down the verses in between the fly-ins. So first day, load up the tape, and Ray was all like, yo, patch me in. And the patch cable, so basically nothing is hooked up, but everything is hooked up, right? So all the outboard gear is hooked up in the studio, but it's not hooked up in the studio. There's a patch bay. So then you got to take the patch bay and you got to plug it in, right? You got to plug the patch bays into the ins and outs. So then the SSL board can communicate with the patch bay. The patch bay communicates with your outboard gear. And fuck, man. Middle of the session. Ray Dog's ready to go, or Bezino. I called him Ray Dog at the time. He looked at me. I was like, nigga, do you know what the fuck you're doing? And at that time, Jeff 2 times didn't know me, and JB didn't know me. And JB and Jeff 2 times look at me like, where the fuck we get this dickhead from? And guess who the engineer is? The engineer is fucking Mario. Mario is credited for Biggie Smalls, Mobb Deep, like all the big records. Mario was the engineer on it. And then Mario's looking at me like, what the fuck y'all got going on here? Because on the interview, Ray was like, yo, do you know how to run the SSL board? Well, you know signal flow, right? And we all know signal flow. There's my voice, the output, the input is the microphone, to the mic cable, right, to the line in mic on this mixer right here. Simple. It's signal flow. Signal flow is signal flow. Once you understand signal flow, you can work in any fucking studio. But what they didn't teach me in college was it was output my voice, microphone, mic cable's in the fucking patch bay. The outboard gear is behind me. So I had to patch in the microphone into the outboard gear to get signal back on the deck. And they're just looking at me like, yo, this nigga don't know what the fuck he's doing. And Mario was like, yo, man, I want you here early every single day. And I'm going to teach you what the fuck is what. And Ray Dog is just like this. This is a big project, right? So what you don't understand is a record deal is a loan and you get paid for the project. So we're going to give you 150, 200, $500,000, $1 million for you to make this project in 3 months. It's got to go back to the label. The label's got to hear it. And they got to clear the samples. And then once the samples are cleared, then it goes to press, print, street team, Tower Records, tour, in stores, tour. So that was the signal flow of the business. So they're looking at me like, yo, we got to finish this project in this short period of time because it's a loan we on. And Mario just broke it down and Ray was shaking his head. And I went home that night really fucked up. I was way over my fucking skis, bro. I didn't know. That's big label shit. Went back the next day, figured out the patch bay. And then from the patch bay, right, you load up the 2-inch reel, niggas go in the booth, and if they spit some bullshit, Ray be like, yo, cut that nigga off my tape. So then I would have to find the dude's verse on the 2-inch tape, find the beginning of his verse, splice the tape, right? Go to the end of his verse, splice it out. So then this is all for the documentary because everything I'm saying, I got pictures. This is just me just talking out loud, but there will be a Bobby Shakes documentary and I can show you all this shit. Then I have to join the tape back together on beat so people wouldn't hear the skip jump on the track. So by that time now I'm flying around the patch bay, flying around the patch bay, flying around the patch bay. And then basically that recording studio became my recording studio because I'm the assistant engineer, right? So we have a production facility where Jeff and JB was making the beats. So after they're done making the beats, right, and they come into the studio, I got to make sure everything is fucking perfect. I got to make sure yeah, man, a lot of old school shit, man. I got to make sure that there's no weed, no bitches, no drinking, no fuckery going on in the studio. But this is money. If you want to do the fuckery, y'all niggas go out there because there was a lounge where niggas could play video games, talk loud, and do all that bullshit. So then they put me in charge of that because when Jeff and JB were done with the beats, they gave it to me. I fly it in. I'm there early, right? Like Bezino said in this interview, he had a crib across the street from the studio. So that's where the engineers would be sleeping. The engineer was sleeping all day. Bezino was sleeping all day, right? So when they showed up to work at 4, the studio had to be prepped for us to go to fucking work. And that just became my job. Boom, 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 boom. And I did it. I did the Handman 3 record. That record came out. And on the back of that record, it says Orette Robinson, says my government name. I did records with Lord of Kim, a lot of records for Def Jams, and it was a mind-blowing experience for me. And I know a lot of people don't fuck with Ray. A lot of people in Boston don't. And a lot of people always call me and be like, yo, man, your boy's a bitch. This is that and that and that. But he gave me the opportunity to figure out what the fuck is what. Because now I'm not just recording niggas from around the way. You know, Cash Money's coming in. No Limit Records is coming in. Artists from Def Jam is coming in. Like, it was a big boy studio. It wasn't like no little shit. It was a big boy fucking studio where big records were fucking made. A lot of production was done over there, right here in Canton. And watching this interview, and I'm hearing, yeah, man, school shit. This shit's crazy. Yo, Rockstone, man, welcome to the Chizzy, bro. Jonathan, welcome to the Chizzy. Mashi, miss you. I heard like Eminem. You know where Tommy Boy scene was recorded? You tell me, Rockstone. Yo, the chat is lit tonight, man. The chat is fucking lit. You tell me where the Tommy theme was recorded at. So I was listening to Ray Dog talk about how Eminem was saying like the mean streets of Boston. Like it really, 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 really blows my fucking mind how Boston doesn't get the respect that it deserves. Like I can't fathom that. The Source magazine, the hip hop Bible for the world. Vibe was fucking corny. And Double XL, like Bezino said in this interview, comes from us. Source magazine was the fucking Bible. It was Boston street niggas that was running the promotions for all these artists. I don't give a fuck if you're Blood, Crip, fucking Marcy Projects, Brownsville, fucking Staten Island, Yonkers. It was the Boston niggas street team that was breaking those records. Let me tell you how ill we were. Niggas were breaking records with no radio station. Let me say that again. Niggas were breaking records with no radio station. This ain't like New York, which I don't think a lot of y'all know how the industry works, but I give you guys a little thing. I'm in the studio right now. I can basically take my record, call up Funk Flex late at night, talk that shit, send, like me, I would be the runner, send me up to the radio station and drop off new music. That's how New York runs. Right? They're at the studio. And if you listen to Hot 97 back in the day, you would hear it. That's why there was a lot of beefs. Like, yo, fucking Queensbridge is up at Hot 97 with Funk Flex, and everybody's talking that shit. Everybody's high. Everybody's drunk. Everybody's holding. And it's crazy. And you're like, yo, man, fuck Brooklyn or fuck the Bronx and blah, blah, blah. And then them niggas would roll up to the fucking studio. So now you got 2 or 3 sets in the streets. But Bezino said it best in this interview. New York wasn't gangster until Shook Ones came out. Because like Bezino said, the first piece of the song is the clicking of the stove. And you know, clicking on the stove is we about to boil crack. We about to cut coke. That thug shit was brand new to New York. Your gangster shit was Scarface, Ghetto Boys, NWA. Them niggas were talking the crazy shit. Ice Cube was talking crazy shit. New York was talking more positive shit. I didn't even think niggas in New York even smoked weed until the Chronic album came out. But Boston niggas were, like Bezino said, Boston niggas gravitated to the gangster shit. And when people, this is not to glorify black kids killing black kids. That is some bullshit. I'm just giving you an account and a little bit of history from my perspective growing up as a young youth in Boston. When people say the mean streets of fucking Boston, yo, Fire, what's going on? He's a big seller that don't rep us. That's your opinion. But let me talk. We can have a discussion on this. You know what I'm saying? We can have a discussion on what you feel about Ray. I don't feel that way because everybody calls him a seller, don't rep us. I'm just talking about what he did for me to help the Caribbean culture. Right? You got to understand my roots. If you respect me as the illest nigga in reggae, with the illest website, one of the illest websites in the world, but we were so ill that we teamed up with dancehallreggae.com and them niggas took me underneath their wing. And then it was over. It was over. We just locked this shit down. Locked it down. It got to the point where dancehallreggae.com was fucking with us to do their shows. If you respect BobbyShakes.com and if you respect what I did and if you think that I'm that nigga, I learned everything from this dude right here on the screen. I'm not saying that. Yeah, you and him is not the same, my G. I understand that. I understand that. I understand what you're saying. Thank you so much. I looked up Bezino and Antonio saw them when I was a youth. Them guys did a lot of iconic shit and didn't get the proper respect. Yeah, that's why you have to go and watch this interview. You have to go and watch this interview. This interview would tell you. Now, I never sold out Boston. I never sold out Boston. I always rep Boston. But the reason why I always rep Boston, and I'm going to tell you why. The reason why I rep Boston, because I wanted to be a fucking gangster my whole life. I wanted to be in Junior Corbett. Because as a kid, the OGs around me were 915. Because the place where my mom had like little van service used to pick us up. The house that we were at, yeah, that's my city for life. The place where was my daycare was a lot of the street kids. Beef, Hearst, Spoon. Like Spoon was my mentor. Because Spoon knew who I was, who my older OGs were from Corbett. And Spoon was like the original hip hop nigga. And I think he got killed in Dudley. God rest your soul, Spoon. I hope that you really up there. And I just want to give you your flowers because what you instilled in me as I was a baby. I think I was in the 6th grade. I had to be like 12 or some shit. Nah, not even 12. I had to be like 9, 10. So I was always around like OGs that's getting it in the streets. So what was instilled in me was Boston first. And they killed Spoon. They killed Spoon. So I do have a biased opinion about Ray Dog. I have a very, very, very biased opinion about him. And I just want to be real with you. Because from I was a little youth, these were the dudes that I was looking up to. Like, yo, man, I want to be in Corbett, dog. Like, them niggas is just, that was like the illest street gang to me in the city of Boston. Because you got to understand, like, a lot of people clown Boston like Boston is not, like, Boston is just some bullshit. Boston is a fucking dangerous, dangerous city. It's small. It's concentrated. You got to deal with racists. So when I went to St. Gregory's, if y'all know St. Gregory's down in Dorchester, right? I live in the St. Gregory's parish. To the left of me is the bricks. Junior Corbett, right? There ain't nothing really around there. Belknell's way around there. Franklinfield, the Giants is way up there. Interville and Castlegate and Humboldt. Shit, I had to take a fucking, I had to drive to those places. I didn't know that Interville and Humboldt and Castlegate even existed. Orchard Park Projects, Columbia Point. Well, I knew the point. I knew Columbia Point because I went to Don Bosco Tech and I used to take the train through Columbia. Because remember Columbia and then they changed it to JFK. Right? So I knew about Columbia Point, but I didn't know, I mean, how the fuck would I get to Humboldt from fucking Morton Street at fucking 10, 12? That's a long ass bike ride. So I didn't really know that them gangs really even existed. Through the beef, I started to figure out where they were. But them niggas is Academy, Heat Street, at 10. How the hell would I get to those places? How the fuck would I get to Academy even though they even had a crew? How would I even know that? So the people in my community was Corbett. So I had the white racists down there by Dorchester Park. So to the left of me is the bricks, 915, Junior Corbett. To the right of me, just a whole bunch of Irish things that just want to fuck me up. And that is what I walk through to get to school every day. To the point where I had to go to the bricks. No, I'm lying. My man from Codman Square, I knew Codman Square had a set, but I didn't really rate Codman Square like I did Corbett or 915 or Junior Corbett. My man Cedric, God rest your soul, Chaos Crew, we went to, he went to his OG, and his OG gave him a 2.5, a little 22. Little semi-automatic 22. I remember it like to this day. One in the head and one in the clip. It's like 2 bullets. And we had that shit loaded going to school because we had to. Because them white boys would have fucking beat the fuck out of us. And this is 25 years ago. No, 30 years ago. Damn, I just gave my age. Fuck, I just gave my fucking age. I just gave my age. Yeah, I'm fucking 50. 20 years ago, I'm 30. This is like fucking maybe 40 years ago. God damn. Yeah, this is like 40 years ago. Jesus. Is it 40 years ago? Hold on a second. Let me do the fucking math. Because this is crazy. I got to do the math on this chat. Is it 40 years ago? So 1985 minus 20, 24. Holy shit. Where's that? Where's that? I'm old as fuck. I'm old as fuck. That shit's 39 years ago. I'm talking about that shit like that shit was like COVID, nigga. I'm talking about fucking. You old, mind G. Damn. And said I know him since he was like 6 years old. This is fucking crazy, bro. That shit was 49 fucking years ago. I'm talking about this shit like this shit was like last fucking week. Yeah, that makes sense because my son is 24 and it's 2024 and I had my son in 2000. Fuck. Yo, Tech Drum, what's going on? Yo, my man Drat Slayer in the building. Damn. That shit's got me fucked up. That shit really got me fucked up. I just fucking opened up the vault. But anyway, shit. So I didn't know about them other sets growing up. So when people talk about the mean streets of Boston, Boston was fucking crazy. 49 years ago, you couldn't, as a black person, you couldn't go to South Boston and you couldn't go to Charlestown. When people laugh at the violence in the city of Boston, you're absolutely fucking insane. So think about this, right? You had the Italian mafia running shit. You had the Irish mafia running shit. You couldn't fucking wear a baseball cap, right? Because every fucking baseball cap was a fucking gang. It got to the point where it just got fucking retarded, right? Then you have Chargers, Corbett, 49ers, Giants, Frankenhill, Orchard Park, Belknap, Codman Square, fucking Academy, Heat Street, it just became fucking retarded. As a little fucking kid growing up, this was like Chicago. Niggas in Chicago are fucking tripping, bro. This is 2024. There is no need to be behaving the way y'all niggas is behaving. Like, that's 1985, 92, 93. You had the Blackhawks. My God. Humboldt. So when people talk about the city of Boston as some shitty shit, yeah, because every time you see the Celtics play, you see fucking Larry Bird running around. But niggas were fucking dying out here. The first time I carried a gun, I was in the 6th grade. Not because I wanted to be a gangster, but I just because I went to school one day and these white kids grabbed me and threw me over the bushes. And I came home with my school uniform fucked up. And I'm crying. And I'm crying not because these white kids threw me over the bushes. I'm crying because I'm going home. My dad's and my mom is going to both whoop my fucking ass. Because we're Jamaican immigrants. We come into America. My dad's busting his balls. My mom's fucking busting her balls. They trying to fucking... They took me out of the Taylor school. They don't want to send me to the Thompson because they know if I went to the fucking Thompson, if I went to the Thompson middle school, I would probably be, I know for a fucking fact I'll be in Walpole. I'd just be getting out of Walpole right now. because my peoples was that. I just knew it. So my mom was like, I gotta save this kid. This kid is being influenced by the bullshit. I gotta send him to St. Gregory's. Then after St. Gregory's, I gotta send him to Don Bosco Tech. I gotta get him the fuck away from this neighborhood. That's what my parents were thinking. And they're working hard to send me to private school, and I come home and my fucking uniform is fucked up. And my mom's home first. She's giving it to me. Then my dad comes home at 5, like, yo, I'm working every single day. You know, Jamaicans, me work every single day. And me I do this, and a white man I do this, and me I send you go to school, and you come back with your uniform rip up. How me I gonna? So I said, fuck that. My man from Carbon Square, my man Herbie, grabbed the fucking pistol, and every day I went to school strapped. From 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, I was fucking strapped going to school. Had the little tutu loaded in a Garfield pencil case. Y'all even know what the fuck that is. Y'all know what a pencil case is? It's like this little plastic box you used to put our pencils in. What if that gun went off and shot somebody in fucking school? Because we just dumb idiots. Right? I got this pencil case. It's in my book bag, right? Like I would take it one week. My man would take the other week. So we're just sharing this little tutu. We could have shot ourselves in front of CVS on Dorchester Ave. So when people talk about Boston, the Mean Street, Boston is a fucked up place. Boston is still a fucked up place. I'm in real estate now. The rents out here is fucking retarded. It's fucking retarded. $4,000. Niggas ain't got no opportunities out here. You heard the newspaper. They did the fucking study on Boston. They're all like, the average black person in Boston is worth $8. Come on, man. That's why it's so crazy to me to see all these young kids now on the gang shit. Like, to me, that shit sounds crazy. Like, this is 2024 and niggas is still on gang shit? Like, who's teaching their kids that? I don't even know, because I can't even talk. My son just picked up a gun charge. I don't know where the fuck he learned that from. Nigga, go and shoot a fucking camera. Go and bust a camera. I could call my man Drat, say, but like, yo, Drat, my son wants to come take pictures at your after party. You think he would have said no? You think any of these people in the chat right now would say no to me and say, yo, my little son wants to come and take pictures at your event on the strength. Can you let her come and take some events and make a little bread? I don't understand this. These niggas on the gang shit. Especially me, who, yo, the chat is crazy tonight. Like, especially me now at 50, be looking at my son like, nigga, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, to me, that's embarrassing. Like, that's embarrassing to me. Like, Bobby Shakes' son should not have a fucking gun charge. Like, Bobby Shakes' son should be fucking doing... Add me. How am I going to add you? What you mean add you? How do I add you? Oh, no, I'm not even... Oh, you talking about add you into the conversation? Korean Blue, how do I add you on this shit? I'm streaming on my own platform. And then it's just sending it out to Facebook. So I can't really see what's going on Facebook. What do you mean by add me? Write it in the chat. Yo, Drat, yo. These niggas is bugging. Like real talk. Like I'm 50. I'm 50. I have lived through. I'm not disrespecting none of y'all young kids out there getting it in if you think you're getting it in. I'm not disrespecting y'all. But I just want to say this. Boston now is soft as fuck. There is no need for you to carry a gun in 2024 in this city. Because you ain't got no ops, really. Me going to school, I had fucking ops. I had the Italian, they were my ops. The Irish were my fucking ops. And all those fucking white kids, their fucking brothers were robbing banks. They were robbing Brinks trucks. They were robbing fucking Brinks trucks. They had the code of silence in Charlestown. South Boston was locked by Whitey Bulger. They were burying people by Florian Hall. Down the street from where I was raised, they were burying niggas at night on that little bike path behind the trolley tracks. They were burying people there all night. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, we was going to Charleston getting chased by bats. Them white kids were trying to kill us, bro. We had real ops. I had real ops. White people wanted to fucking kill me. And then black kids were trying to sun me. And then as I got older and started driving around, that's when you started to, you go roller skating. You know what I'm saying? See a little shorty there, doing the butt. Yeah. Nothing, nothing right. If you want to do the butt all night long and the Humpty dance. You know what I'm saying? You start getting to the Humpty dance. You get a little older. Your parents stretch the curfew to 9:30, 10 o'clock. That's when shit started to get spooky during high school. So now you on the train, right? So now I get on the train at Ashmont, right? I'm taking the train, pass by Columbia Point. I didn't get robbed by them niggas. Go down 2 stops, now I'm at Broadway. Gotta get off on Broadway to take the bus to Don Bosco Tech. Fuck. Them white kids might fucking kill me. So fuck that. Fuck that. I'm not getting off of Broadway, right? I'm gonna take the train from Ashmont. Nobody at Columbia Point saw me. Cool. Get off at Downtown Crossing. What's going on Downtown Crossing? Pimps and hookers. When I was in high school, I had prostitutes as my friends. Like 13, 14, 15, 16, when I graduated from Don Bosco, like if you ask anyone to went to Don Bosco with me, like all the black kids, like, yo, Orette was friends with all the prostitutes. Like, the prostitutes used to buy me honey buns and shit. Like, what are y'all talking about? That's crazy as a little kid in high school where the prostitutes knew me by my first name. Like, I used to talk to prostitutes on the phone. Like, go home, be talking to prostitutes on the phone. Like, the city has fucking changed. So then now, I'm not going to Broadway. Fuck Broadway, because the white boys are going to fuck me up. I'm going to Downtown Crossing, hookers and pimps. Then I'm going to get on the Orange Line, get off at New England Medical. Who's there? All the fucking niggas from Boston High. My corny ass get off the train in a fucking suit and tie. Going to Don Bosco Tech. So I don't understand the ops, man. That's it. That's what they do. There's cameras everywhere. No point being a shooter in Boston. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. Oh my God. Look at this dude. Look at fucking Larry Jordan, the Asian Dragons niggas in Savin Hill. Then you had the New Jersey Devils, which were the white kids from Southie. It was crazy. So the combat zone was my shit. Like, I ran the combat zone, man. As a little 14, 13-year-old, fuck yeah. I can't even say what I was doing there, but that shit was crazy. My mom see that shit, she'll fucking kill me. Like, nigga, I sent you to a fucking private school to be calling fucking prostitutes? Oh, yeah, man, I had their pager. Harry degrees. I used to rob pimps in the combat zone. Those are the good old days, man. See that? That environment is no longer here. So I don't understand what these fucking niggas is talking about. Like Eminem's talking about like Boston, like Bezino said, nigga, you from Missouri. You're not even from Easy Money. They cared about the hoes more than the dough. My man said he used to rob the pimps. So that's just the gangster side of Boston. Now I want to talk about the music side. So when I was at the Source magazine, this shit, Essex Station. Yeah, New England Medical, man. I used to get off of that shit and had to deal with the kids from Boston High. I remember when Don Bosco Tech had a beef with fucking Boston High niggas. That shit was crazy. And I remember my man, one of the kids from Boston High, one of the kids from Don Bosco was on the train. This is how that whole thing set off. The kids from Boston High, you know, because we're all prep school kids, right? And I got no fight every single day at Don Bosco because I was black. I had no choice, but I got my ass beat the first day of freshman year to like my last year of junior. And I was like, that's it. I got to learn how to fight. So then I'm just fighting all these white kids. Boom, 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 boom. So then that's how they basically began to respect me. Because you got to understand, them white kids, again, they ass beat by their drunk dad. They live in Southie, they live in Charleston, they live in Dorchester. Their dad's a fucking drunk. Their dad come home, beat the mom, beat the kid, talk nigga shit. Fuck these niggas. They're taking our jobs. Fuck these niggas. So that little white kid come to school now on the same bullshit. So Boston was a very, very violent place. And then I forgot to mention the fucking shower posse was here. And that was the start of niggas like, yo, fuck that. That's when all that shit started. Like, fuck that. These Jamaicans are fucking running hot. And that's when all, like, the street started to click up. So I don't understand what people's talking about. Another thing about I don't like about when people discuss Boston is the music scene. Like, the music scene here is huge. The music scene here is huge. I don't understand why Boston don't get its fucking respect. I don't understand that. The music scene here is huge. When I was doing dance hall, Boston was the biggest reggae market in the world. And nobody from Jamaica can tell me fucking shit. Boston, it was the biggest soca market in the fucking world. I don't care. Nobody from Trinidad can tell me shit. Nobody from Barbados can tell me shit. Nobody from Bermuda can tell me shit. See, I didn't know my man was a shower posse member till he got deported. This place was a gangster town. You you got to understand how many colleges we got here. This is a big college town. You had 88.9 with the hip hop and then the dance hall. All them white college kids were here going to all the shows, Paradise Rock Club, Avalon Ballroom, Fleet Pavilion, which changed its now. I don't know what the fuck it's called now. So we were trafficking music like drugs. I don't understand. I don't think like New Yorkers and Cali. I know you got your shit, and I did go. I've been to Crenshaw Lawson, and that's spooky. That's really spooky when you got 300 niggas in the set wearing khaki pants and a blue t-shirt and Chuck Taylors, and everybody looks the same. Yeah, that's pretty spooky. So I'm not disrespecting California. I'm not disrespecting New York. I'm not disrespecting Trick Daddy down south. I'm not disrespecting Outkast in Atlanta. I'm telling you, Boston, Massachusetts was the biggest music market in the United States, fucking period, because we were trafficking music, because every year we got new blood and lost blood. New freshman class comes in, senior class graduates. Boston was heavy. The Bible for the hip hop has roots to the city of Boston. BobbyShakes.com, which was right here in Boston. Let me tell y'all something right now. I'm down in what show I'm at? A show in Goshen. I forgot the name of the fucking show in Goshen, but it's a big show in Goshen. Big show. What the fuck is it called? I should know this, right? Call myself a reggae person. I don't know what the fuck the name of this show is called. But I'm in Goshen, right? And that's when I flew down there, because that's when they chop up Ninja and chop off one of his fingers. Right? Get the VP and all the Boston DJs there. So I'm down in Jamaica because I want to get Ninja on film. My phone rings. And some dude's like, yo, Shakes, where you at? I'm like, nigga, I'm in Jamaica. Like, what's going on? That nigga said the line to go and see Strictly the Best at 3C's, the line wrapped around the corner. You know how many artists got shot here? You know, and I have no respect for the niggas that killed blacks. Not because I like blacks. It's because them niggas fucked up my money. They fucked up Larry Jordan's money. They fucked up Jat Slayer's money. They fucked up Rhythm Riders' money. They fucked up Gangsta Machine's money. They fucked up Sound International's money. They fucked up fucking Drew Nice's money. They fucked up everybody's money when they closed down 3C's. I'm in Jamaica with Ninja and my phone rings and niggas are like, where the fuck are you at? You should be in Boston. Strictly the Best. The line wrapped around the block. When I'm in Jamaica, and I don't give a fuck what artist it is, niggas know 3C's. 3C's has a bigger legacy than the Biltmore Ballroom. I'm telling you that. I'm telling you that. This city just doesn't get the fucking respect. And I like to say it's my fault, because this is the first time I've ever came on stream and just poured out my heart of how I started and what's going on. 3C's was the biggest sky cap. Not too much Skycap, because Skycap had a Skycap was a big venue. Skycap was a big fucking venue. Skycap was legendary, but it closed down early. And then 3C's picked up the slack. You could have brought back in the day and till today, you could bring Bounty and TJ the same night and both shows are sold out. Yeah. What the fuck was that place on Talbot Ave? And there was the place in Grove Hall. Yeah. I remember them beat Elephant Man security at Quentin. Boston's a gangster fucking town. Boston is a gangster town. Boston is a musical Windsor Cricket Club. Boston is a gangster music town that does not get the recognition. Everybody's talking about New York and fucking LA, Cavalier Cricket Club. Everybody's talking about them other cities. Like, Boston is the epicenter of music. And I'm not saying that. I'm not a Bostonian. I'm born in fucking England. My parents are Jamaican. So I wasn't born here. I'm from Bristol, fucking England. You know who comes from where I'm from? The Stig. I don't know if you guys watched that driving show. What was that fucking driving show in England? Top Gear and Banksy. I don't know if y'all know who Banksy is, but Banksy's the artist that nobody knows what his face looked like. Those are the people. That's my city. Bristol, England is my city. So I'm not even from Boston. I live here, but I'm not from here. My parents are Jamaican. So I'm saying this unbiased. Boston is the biggest music gangster town in the United fucking States, bro. And nobody gives it its fucking props. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I guess it's like people like me. This is the first time I've ever come on and kind of gave you guys a sneak peek on how Bezino created BobbyShakes.com. Because I left the Source magazine. It was too fucking crazy. That shit was too crazy, bro. I'm a college kid. I'm not a street nigga. I'm a college kid. I'm a fucking nerd. I have niggas that will kill you, but I'm fucking harmless. Right? I'm a fucking college kid. I want to get money and I want to fuck bitches. After I left the Source magazine, Larry, I'm just being real with you, bro. Yeah, I mean, I got involved in the UFC at 18, so I sparred with dudes who went to UFC 6. I know how to defend myself. But if you think Bobby Shakes is gonna fucking come and shoot you, you're fucking, I don't know what weed you smoking. That's not who I am as a person. I could defend myself, but I'm not a street nigga. I'm just not. But Bezino, let me tell you how crazy my reputation was working at the Source magazine. The shit just got crazy, right? After the shit at I left. I quit the Source magazine, went to Clear Channel, and then a month later, that's when that whole shit happened at the Fleet Center with the locks and shit. That little argy bargy. when I went to Clear Channel to get a job at 94.5. And that's why I got my fucking, yeah, I'm a civilian, man. That's why I got my 94.5 jacket on. When I went to interview at Clear Channel, they fucking hired me. Because they knew, like, this dude works at the Source magazine. What the fuck are them corny ass white people in fucking Woburn gonna tell me about fucking hip hop? Fucking breaking fucking records. So when I went to fucking 94.5, they just fucking hired me. No interview. And I was like the king of the fucking street team. And then the reason why I left 94.5 was because, oh, hold on a second. Y'all niggas is gonna love this. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Don't move. Give me a minute. Hold on a second, chat. Hold on a second. Let me put the bomber on. You know what I'm saying? Like, my leather bomber, my Kenneth Cole leather bomber. You know what I'm saying? When you working with them niggas from fucking the Source magazine, like that gangster shit kind of like sprinkles on top of you. So I had my crooked B hat, my leather bomber, my Timbs, my fucking Fat Farm jeans, fucking size fucking 10,000, 55 waist. So I wear this outfit because when you're in front of Frank's place sitting on the corner with fucking made men and wise guys, this is how we are at, Frank's place. I had my little leather bomber. So I left them and then I went to go and work at 94.5 for the street team. And I was in charge of the fucking street team. Like, none of them motherfuckers on the street team knew what the fuck was going on. Right? So I'm at 94.5 and they have a Christmas party. And I haven't wore this leather bomber in like a year because you just look retarded, right? Like, up there is so fucking white and fucking corny that if I showed up in a leather bomber, like, oh my God, we got a gangster working downstairs. I didn't really fuck with it. So there's a Christmas party at 94.5. I got my leather bomber on, boop, 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 boop. I got my sneakers, a pair of dress, not like dress. I think I had a pair of jeans on. I go to the 94.5 party. And if you know me, my shit is a double shot of Jack Daniels. That's how I got down for fucking, I did a bottle of Jack Daniels every day for fucking 25 years. I go to 94.5 at the Christmas party. I'm the head nigga in charge over there on the street team. I go to the bar. I get a drink. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm talking. And then security comes over to me and taps me on the shoulder. Like, nigga, get the fuck off my Kenneth Cole fucking triple fat fucking premium leather shit, nigga. I'll fucking smack the fuck out of you. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying? You hanging out with gangsters all day, you become a gangster until a nigga pull a gun. You're like, oh, I'm sorry. I was just kidding. Right? He goes, can I talk to you outside? So I'm like, all right, cool. So I go outside and the white dude and the security guy was like, yo, what are you doing here? I mean, what you mean, what am I doing here? Fucking work for the radio station. And he's like, nah, the head of the radio station doesn't know you, and you have to leave the party. So they threw me out of the Christmas party. And all them motherfuckers at 94.5, they came and apologized, like Shailene, Roy Barboza, fucking Romero, and fucking Pebbles, and all them motherfuckers. Like, mistakes happen. I'm like, man, fuck y'all niggas. By that time now, I was a seasoned fucking vet. I'm all like, fuck these dudes. I did 2 years at the source, right? I did 2 years at 94.5. By that time now, I'm a seasoned fucking pro. I said, not doing the hip hop shit. That shit's just too retarded. And fuck these white people. I'm gonna go start BobbyShakes.com. And what I was able to do was I was able to take the street shit from Bezino with the corporate white shit, blend them together, and start BobbyShakes.com. So I know a lot of y'all are not fans of Bezino, but the knowledge and the way we were able to move, BobbyShakes.com kind of moved like a fucking, we move like the Source magazine. Style, what's going on, man? Yeah, like BobbyShakes.com kind of moved like a record label. Because if you're original member, I don't know, Stout should probably know this. If you're original member of the discussion board, I was getting still service from the record labels, right? So because I learned how to get service from working at the Source. So then if you came onto the discussion board, I was giving you promo CDs. I learned that from Bezino. Man. Yeah, remember that? We was giving out promo CDs. So a lot of people say, oh, you're just dick riding, blah, blah, blah. Bezino don't even fucking notice. Bezino, I don't think Bezino even knows. Like, if Bezino sees me today in the streets, he's going to call me Orette. I doubt that he knows. He's heard about Bobby Shakes, but he probably doesn't know that. Well, he probably does know, because Jeff probably told him, like, yo, the intern at the radio station at the studio is fucking this reggae nigga. Yeah, he knows, because I was supposed to give him some pictures for the magazine and shit. But yeah, a lot of people have a different view of Bezino. Bezino has been instrumental to BobbyShakes.com. And we had the Rap Beetle. No other website had it. We moved like the label with the stickers and the promotions, and we were able to release shit quicker, right? So when we were editing DVDs, we took Tuesday as a drop date, because when I was at the Source magazine, we also promoted movies, right? So we knew on Tuesday was the release date of a DVD. So every person, every motherfucker, all of us, all y'all went to Best Buy and bought a DVD on Tuesday. I learned the drop dates from working with the Source, and then was able to drop the 3 C's DVDs on Tuesdays. So then niggas would go and get fucking, I don't know what movies came out back then. I don't know what big movie came back then. But niggas would go and get Lord of the Rings from Best Buy and hit me up like, yo, you got that 3C shit? And then I would sell it. So we always had our packaging ready for drop date on Tuesday. There was a lot of, because I'm going to tell you guys a little dirty secret. I've only said this a couple of times. BobbyShakes.com was more of a market. It was a marketing company. It wasn't a photography company. I knew how to do photography and we knew how to edit video, but how we made our bread was selling ad spots. That's what kept the lights on. These niggas weren't paying me the fucking videotape shows. They'll pay me like $175 to videotape a show. And then I would have to videotape the show, fucking be up all night, miss the fucking, I never went to a fucking after party. The 20 years I did BobbyShakes.com, never did an after party, ever. I couldn't. I got out of 3 season 2. I had to go to the fucking crib and I had to edit the video. I had to have Friday. I had to have 30 copies of Friday night's 3C's footage in the barbershops Saturday morning. So Saturday morning, we hitting K's, we're hitting the barbershop in Mattapan Square, we're hitting all the barbershops, and we're putting the DVDs in fucking, in Rodigan and all that. Saturday night show, that's what we released on Tuesday. So I'm burning DVDs in my mom's basement. Like, I ain't got time to fuck around. I got to get to the bag. And that was cool. And then when we went from SD to HD, the jump was too crazy. The cameras were off. It was just so crazy. So like me and Frizzy was like, yeah, man, we can't do video no more. Fuck video. We're going to do pictures only. And instead of us out there trying to sell fucking 50 DVDs for $10, like, yo, we're going to sell ad space on the website. And then once we figured out how to sell ad space, like the back page of BobbyShakes.com was $500. And then we charged $75 to create the back page. Banners were $150 and then $75 to design. And it wasn't really design anything because J. Cool was making the fucking flyers. So J. Cool would just send me the Photoshop document, and then Frizzy would just move shit around and then make the banners. And then we figured out, fuck, okay. So we're going to hit these niggas for $50. This was just $50. Yeah, man. Frizzy was the fucking man. Yo, let me tell you this real quick. I'm going to touch about Frizzy. It was $50 to put the ad on the side of the website. That was $50 till the show came, right? It was $125 to put a banner. It was $300 to have that flyer inserted into the pictures. So we're like, yo, how are we gonna, all right, this is what we're gonna do. We're not gonna make a photo gallery where you click on the event and all the pictures are there in the photo gallery. Motherfuckers gonna have to click one by one by one by one, right? So we would have like 100 pictures and niggas would just click it next. Then I said to Frizzy, you know what we're gonna do? No, I'm lying. Don't lie. I'm not that smart. My boy Joey Leonard, who designed the website, who designed the logo, was like, yo, how come you guys don't got Google ads on your page? Like, what the fuck is Google ads? Like, you don't know what Google ads is? He goes, he designed the website. He then wrote the code to monetize us for Google. And that was game over. So now we had the ads from the promoters, and then we had you could put 3 Google ads on each page. And every time a person clicked, that was an impression. So if we have 100 photos, if only one person visited the site, we just needed them to click. That's 100 impressions. Y'all see the money? That was 100 impressions. Every time you clicked on BobbyShakes.com, boop, boop, boop to get to the next page. Our checks from Google were anywhere between $300 to $500 a month. Google money. Nigga, that's big bread back in the day. $300 to $500 free dollars. They just giving me money. And then we would write the code. So basically what would happen is if you were a black company, I don't know why I keep on fucking with this little fucking, look at this little muscle man ass nigga. So if you were a black company and you bought Google ads, Google didn't have a black website that was fucking popping. So all the black ads, we were getting all the black companies. Because they're like, they bought Google ads and then there was no place to put the Google ads. So like, all right, we've got this black site in Boston that's fucking doing reggae, which matches your demographics. Boom. I'm going to tell you all a funny story. I never really told this story before, but this is some funny shit, man. And this is why Boston doesn't get the recognition, because I'm not doing this. This is the shit I need to be doing. I need to come on here. I should have came on here with the photos and the pictures and all the evidence to prove. So now I got to go back, watch this hour and 30-minute podcast, go back, shoot a documentary, and then splice in all the fucking all the proof of what I was talking about. What the fuck was I talking about? So I was when you get old. I don't believe gang shit was 40 years ago. And niggas still out here busting guns. That's just like so 80s, nigga. That's like you go to the club and niggas in bell bottoms. Like, dog. I wore that troop tracksuit like 40 years ago. This nigga's that's what it's like for these young kids. Like, nigga, you busting a gun like you're like a nigga wearing felines in the club. Like, yo, man, look at my felines, dog. These shits are hitting. Like, nigga, I wore those like fucking 50 years ago. Where was I at? Oh, let me tell y'all a funny fucking story. So J. Cool did all the flyers, right? So I'm downstairs and Dub Station, Kyle from Dub Station comes to the fucking studio and J. Cool's making a flyer for Dub Station. And that was the spot, right? So now I'm in Omni World Graphics. J. Cool's making the flyer. I'm there. Like, yo, that's 50 for that flyer. And then J. Cool just send it to Frizzy. So Frizzy's at home waiting on standby for me to get the bread from the promoter that J. Cool just designed the flyer from. We had that we had Boston fucking zinging, nigga. Imagine if your man is the fucking plug and your boy owns an airport and your man owns the port. He just shipping coke in. Like, that's how we were doing it. J. Cool is making all the fucking flyers. He's my cousin. I'm sitting there in the studio just taking 50, 50, 50, 50. If they want to do the banner, because J. Cool is way too busy designing other people's flyers, we need to do the banner on the back page. So I'm just there. So fucking Kyle from Dub Station is down in the fucking studio, right? And I go to Kyle like, yo, yeah, man, give us $50. I could put that flyer on the site for you. He's all like, what's your impression rate? I'm like, Kyle, we've been doing business a long fucking time, bro. Right? Just give me $50 fucking dollars and we'll promote your little fucking show down. What was that place? Yo, chat, what was that nightclub on Lansdowne Street? Bill's Bar. Hey, bro, you're doing an event at Bill's Bar, right? Just fucking give me $50. I'll put the shit on the site. What's the big fucking deal? I got all these other promoters fucking, you know what I'm saying? I should be charging you more because I'm going to get more eyeballs on the ad because you have mostly a Cambridge white demographic. So there's more eyeballs coming to the website because I'm going to come and shoot Bill's Bar. Right? So now I'm shooting Bill's Bar, which is mostly white, which is mostly a Cambridge crowd, which is not a Roxbury, Dorchester, Mattapan vibe. I should just be charging you more money for the impressions. He's like, man, I want to know what your CPM is. I'm like, Kyle, Come on, man. Don't hit me with no corporate shit about CPM and fucking impressions. Because I would never wanted to flex on anybody like that. And that is probably why we should have made more money. That's not me. Like, I'm not a dude that like to flex on niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's 50, the blanket rate, whether your show sell off or your show fucking flop. It's $50 to put it on the website. Mad niggas is gonna fucking see it. We're getting a million fucking views every fucking day. Boston was crazy. Like, Monday was crazy because everybody knew that on fucking Monday the site would be fucking lit. He's like, I'm not giving you $50 so I find out your impression rate. I said, all right, man. Let me humble this motherfucker. Let me humble him. I gotta humble the fucking guy because he don't know who the fuck he's talking to. So I went and I got the printout from Google. And I showed it to Kyle. You know what my impression weight was, chat? You know what it should have cost you to put an ad on BobbyShakes.com according to Google? Because Google was paying us. And Google was like, you couldn't sell other ads on your website if they had ads on that page. But the flyers look like photos, so Google's algorithm was confused. They didn't know what the fuck. Oh, it's just a picture. It's a picture because when you looked at a reggae picture, when the analytics looked at a reggae flyer, it had people on it. And then what we would do is we would write on some of our pictures. So we would have the Bobby Shakes logo on the corner. And then sometimes we would write something on the photo. So when the Google algorithm looked at BobbyShakes.com, it couldn't decipher whether that's a flyer or an image because every image had logos on it and writing on it. So we tricked Google's algorithm. Chat. You know what my fucking cost per click was to advertise on BobbyShakes.com? I'm charging all y'all my homies $50 a month. It's $1,000 a day. $1,000 a day was the fucking ad price for BobbyShakes.com. So this motherfucking Kyle, and it shows out in a month. That shit's $7,000 a fucking week. Put respect on my fucking name. That motherfucker never said shit to me for the rest of my fucking life. I'm trying to give you, I'm just trying to be straight up with you. I don't know if you think because you're white and I'm trying to rip you off. That was the cost, $50. But it should have been $7,000 a week. That's what we should have been charging people. That's what we charge Google. I ain't gonna charge my black brothers that. Yeah. I showed him the CPM, that motherfucker almost fainted. I just looked at this motherfucker. Like, you don't know who the fuck you looking at, man. You don't know who the fuck you're looking at, bro. But I recommend that y'all go and watch the Bezino Drink Champs interview. It's touching. It's moving. He's my mentor. He's my fucking mentor. I gotta go home with the motherfucker that drove me to the fucking party. My man drove me to the party in a hoopty. If no bitches want to get in the hoopty back with us, that's on them. My other man drives the BMW. I didn't go to the party with the nigga in the BMW. I went to the nigga in the hoopty. And that's how a lot of y'all in Boston feel about Bezino. But Bezino, Jeff 2 Times, and JB, and everybody in the trenches, from Jinx to Junior Rodigan. I know me and Junior Rodigan always got our little squabbles. But these people, I have to give my flowers to because they were instrumental of creating BobbyShakes.com. And now, where is it? And now this is the new website. Shakes is live. Thank you so much, man, for rocking with me for an hour and 42 minutes, man. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go and take off this fucking stupid fucking 1999 Hard Knock Life fucking Kenneth Cole leather bomber and go play some Call of Duty, man. See y'all on TikTok. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for coming through and fucking hanging out for an hour and 42 minutes. Really appreciate it. I don't care what you think about Bezino. I'm rocking with him. I don't give a fuck. Jinx. I don't give a fuck. Showed me the magazine game. Like, those are my niggas, man. Thank you so much. I love you. I love Boston. And we will always, 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 always keep it fucking real. And I think it's time. And this is what this shit is all about. This shit is me coming on the internet and sharpening my fucking skills so I can start cranking out documentaries and putting it out to the universe that Boston needs more fucking respect.